Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. This is going to be my R's for my in-depth Blu-ray collection. About the same amount as the last one, maybe a bit less, but yeah, we'll just get straight into it. Right, so first up is one I bought from CX a while back. Kate Winslet won Best Actress at the Oscars for this when this came out, and it also stars Ralph Fiennes. I've not seen it, but it looks like a very interesting film. I think it's about like a woman who this young man falls in love with, and it turns out she could be a spy. I think that's what it's about anyway, but it looks interesting, and that is The Reader. As I said, Kate Winslet and Ralph Fiennes. Um, it was directed by Stephen Daldry, who is a very good director. So yes, I do look forward to checking this out when I can. The Reader. Next up is probably my favourite modern Steven Spielberg film, and what I mean by that is like last 15 years. I mean, my favourite Steven Spielberg film is AI, so I can't say the last 20 years because that was 20 years ago. But in the last 15 years, this is definitely the best film he's done. I think that probably would be the general consensus because he hasn't done anything outstanding, but this was quite a standout, and this is Ready Player One, obviously adapted from a novel. Supposedly, we are getting a sequel because the sequel book has been released called Ready Player Two. So apparently, well, I hope we get a sequel to it because I did love this film. Whether or not Steven Spielberg comes back to direct it, I don't know. Um, but yeah, this is just a fantastic film. There's loads of Easter eggs. I mean, for nerds like me, why wouldn't you love this film? Because I mean, just got so much nostalgia in it. I mean, you've got the DeLorean, the Iron Giant. I mean, it's just a great film. I had a lot of fun with it. So yes, very happy to have this Ready Player One. Next up is a really good action film. There are two of these. I've only got the first one so far. This stars Bruce Willis in one of his last. The second one was one of his last decent films. Bruce Willis, as I said, Morgan Freeman, John Malkovich, and Helen Mirren, and that is Red. A lot of fun with this. Obviously, Red stands for Retired Extremely Dangerous, and it's about all these elderly people that obviously used to work for the CIA and are on a kill list, trying to kill them, so they team up to try and stop them. And it's just bonkers, some of the action, and it's just really funny. And I have a lot of fun with it. I think it's really good. I mean, you've also got Carl Urban, who I think is a CIA agent, tracking him down. Mary Louise Parker, Brian Cox, and Richard Dreyfuss. So yeah, it's a really good film. Red. Next up is a really good spy film starring Jennifer Lawrence. I had a lot of fun with this. I haven't seen it since the cinema, but I really want to watch it again. Just trying to find the time to watch it. That is Red Sparrow. Quite surprising. I like when they do these types of films, but Fox, since they've been acquired by Disney, I've not really seen any projects like this. I mean, you had this, Murder on the Orient Express, which I suppose we are getting a sequel to, but that's not for like a long while yet. The Mountain Between Us I really enjoyed, which I talked about in a previous video. They did do for a while some quite good different films, not like big IPs like superheroes or sequels or anything, independent original films like this. So I hope we see more of that from Fox, but I don't know now. I don't know if that's dead because Disney have it, and Disney don't typically tend to do those sorts of films. I mean, we have got The Last Duel, Ridley Scott's next film, which, anyway, I'll put this down, I'll talk, which I believe is out in October, which looks quite good. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Adam Driver. And we got another Ben Affleck film, which is Fox, directed by Adrian Lin, who hasn't done a film in like 15 years. That's coming out January, Deep Water. I'm looking forward to that. But other than that, we've got like loads of Avatar sequels, which I don't see as necessary. We got The Kingsman again, which I'm looking forward to, but it's a prequel. West Side Story, Steven Spielberg, but it's a remake, not very original. Um, Free Guy might be quite good because that again is quite an original thing. It looks pretty authentic. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I mean, they've not. I've looked at their upcoming slate, Fox, and them as a company within Disney themselves. There's not many films coming out. I mean, their furthest away film is Death on the Nile in February, and then after that, it's just the Avatar sequels. Which, I mean, there's nothing in between. Like this time next year, there's no Fox film slated. Sorry, I'm going on a bit of a rant, but it came into my mind, and I thought I should just tell you how I feel. I think it is a shame because, as I said, they did used to, especially in the last 10 years, put out really good, decent, not any like franchise or anything, just decent single story, standalone films like Red Sparrow, like Murder on the Orient Express, although we are getting a sequel, but that's different. It's that sort of film, Mountain Between Us, and films like that. But I hope to see Fox do more films like that. As I said, there are a few. We got The Last Duel in Deepwater, which I'm looking forward to. They may be a similar sort of thing. We don't know. Just have to wait and see. But yep. Anyway, next one. This is probably my favorite Adam Sandler film. I do think he is better when he acts dramatically, but I think that goes for most comedic actors. I feel the same with Jim Carrey. This film also stars Don Cheadle, I think Jada Pinkett Smith, yeah, Liv Tyler, Saffron Burrows, Donald Sutherland, and that is Reign Over Me. I think this is a really, really good film, quite underrated, I think. It's about a man who has basically become a loner, a bit slipped away from reality, shall we say, and because his wife and children were killed during 9/11, and they were in one of the planes, so he's on his own, and then he finds Don Cheadle's character, who he went to dental school with, and they reform a friendship they once sort of had, and he tries to bring him back to his normal self. It's just a really nice film, and I really enjoy it. That's Reign Over Me. Next up is a romantic drama which I've not seen yet, surprisingly. I bought this because of the cast, because it's got a pretty decent cast, plus it was really cheap. It stars Robert Pattinson, Emily, I guess that says, DeRavin, Chris Cooper, Lena Olin, and Pierce Brosnan, and that is Remember Me. Don't know too much about this. I don't know if it's going to be a good romantic drama or not. As I said, I got it mainly for the cast, so let me know what you think of it down below if you have seen Remember Me. Next up is a film starring Leonardo DiCaprio. It also stars Tom Hardy. I did watch this for the first time last year. It's got a nice slipcover, and I must admit I wasn't as impressed as I thought I would be. I thought for starters it was too long, and because of the length, I felt it dragged a hell of a lot. It was extremely slow. The cinematography was beautiful, the acting was great, and it was a decent story. But as I said, it was very slow and a bit too long for my liking. I would watch it again, but not for a while because of how long it was and how slow I thought it was. And that is The Revenant. As I said, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy. You've also got, I believe, Domhnall Gleeson's in this as well. Does it say on the back? Yeah. And Will Poulter. So, yeah, based on a true story about an explorer who survives a whole ton of crap, shall we say, a bear attack and everything. His son's killed, and he goes again out looking for the man who left him for dead, basically, and to try and kill him. And it's just the story, as I said, there's nothing wrong with the story. The story's great. It's just it is quite slow, but as I said, I still thought it was a really decent film because the cinematography was excellent, and the acting from both DiCaprio and Hardy was excellent as well. So yeah, that is The Revenant. Next up is an action comedy starring Ice Cube and Kevin Hart, and that is Ride Along. I watched this again, or for the first time. I still don't know if I'd seen it before, but I have watched it now. And I thought it was really good. I thought it was funny. I thought they had great chemistry together. They were great one-liners, and it was just a really good buddy cop action film, of which we don't see many nowadays. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I had watched the sequel for definite, so I may have watched the sequel before watching this one, which is okay. It wasn't definitely isn't as good as this one, but I still have fun with it. I may get it at some point, but this is definitely the better of the two. Yeah, that is right along. Next up is another CX pickup from a while back. It says from the award-winning director of One Day and an Education. I've not seen this. It's got a quite good British cast. You've got um, Max Irons, who I believe is Jeremy Irons' son. I think, could be wrong there. Sam Claflin, Douglas Booth, Jessica Brown Finley, Holiday Granger, and Tom Hollander. And that is the Riot Club. Um, don't know too much about it. I know it's a university, Oxford University, and it's about a group of students who join a riot club, the Riot Club. Um, so, I don't know. Let me know what you think of it if you've seen it down below. Next up, another one I've not seen yet, but it's got a great cast and the trailer looked really good. It stars Viggo Mortensen, Cody Smith-McPhee, Robert Duvall, Guy Pearce, and Charlize Theron, and is directed by John Hillcoat, and that is The Road. Yeah, it looks like a really good film. It looks like quite a powerful film. Looks like all the acting in this film is excellent, and the story just looks really good. So I am looking forward to watching this. Let me know what you think. Excuse me. Let me know what you think of it if you've seen it down below. Next up is a remake, and this film has been remade I don't know how many times. This generally is regarded as one of the worst. I don't think any of the Robin Hood films. It's a hint. It's Robin Hood. I don't think any of the Robin Hood films that I've seen have been bad. I thought the Ridley Scott one was quite boring. I will watch it again to see if that is for certain. This had a lot of action in it. Yes, the story wasn't great. The acting was good though, and I had a fun time when I want to watch this. I haven't seen it since, but it's a decent Robin Hood film. So yeah, I'm happy to have this to watch again. But my favourite Robin Hood film has to be Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. This is a classic. This is the best Robin Hood. I even think this is better than the Disney one, and the Disney one is excellent as well. As I said, I like the newest one, and the Russell Crowe one, Ridley Scott, is probably my weakest, but it's not a bad film. It's just not the one I would go for to watch. But this is definitely my favourite. It's a classic. Obviously, Kevin Costner's Robin Hood. You got Alan Rickman as the Sheriff of Nottingham. Morgan Freeman, Christian Slater, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio. I think that's how you say her name. And it's just a great film. This has also got 12 added minutes of footage that wasn't shown in cinemas, which is obviously just added on, which I never watched it in cinemas because I wasn't alive. But I guess if you've watched it in cinemas and then watched this, you'll be able to tell the difference. I don't know. But yeah, classic, one of my favourites, definitely one of my favourite Kevin Costner films as well. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Next up is a classic Michael Bay film, which has come up again recently for reasons which I'll explain in a minute. It stars Ed Harris, Nicolas Cage, and Sean Connery, and that is obviously The Rock. And why I say it's come up recently, because recently people have been starting to talk about, I don't know if this has been going on for years, but I've only just noticed it, that he could actually still be just an old man James Bond. I've not watched any of the videos, but I've seen the film, and thinking of it, yeah, I suppose he could be, although he is kind of, I think he's meant to be a terrorist in this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's meant to be a terrorist. I can't remember though, but maybe he broke the rules and went on the run, and yeah. And plus he's Scottish in this, if I remember, and James Bond isn't Scottish, so unless he's hiding his British act, no, it doesn't make sense. But I'll watch videos in the future and see what they say. But I love this film. I think it's a great action film. one of the great Nicolas Cage films when he was doing great films. And yeah, I really love The Rock. Next up, we've got a great musical based on the life of Elton John, and that is Rocketman, starring Taron Egerton. Really good film. I don't like it as much as Bohemian Rhapsody, although I know a lot of people that do. Um, Probably because I just like Queen a bit more. But this is still a fantastic film. I really love it. I love how Taron Egerton actually sang all the songs himself. I love the way that the music was put into the film, um, and some of the sequences when the music was on. And I just think it was a really fun film. Great watch in the cinema. Yeah, really like it. Rocket Man. Next up is another musical, this time starring Tom Cruise, Russell Brand, Paul Giamatti, Alec Baldwin, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Bryan Cranston, Julianne Hough, Diego Boneta, Malin Ackerman, Mary J. Blige. Yeah, and that is Rock of Ages. I really like this. There is one song in this though that Catherine Zeta-Jones sings, and it is so bad I have to skip it. Honestly, it's unbelievably bad. Um, so yeah, but I do really like the most of the film, other than that one song which is just cringy. Um, and the director, I really like all of the films. I mean, it's Adam Shankman, and he has done A Walk to Remember, which is one of my favourite films. Hairspray, which is one of my favourite films, the remake, obviously. This. What else has he done? I want to say he did. Maybe he. No, he didn't do Enchanted, but he was meant to do the new one, I think. Or is he doing the new? No, I think he is doing the new one. Yeah, I think he's doing the new Enchanted. So yeah, he's a really good director in my opinion. Anyway, of the films that I've seen from him, I really like them all. And this is quite a good musical. As I say, I like it. I think the songs are pretty good, but it is a bit cheesy, and that one song is extremely cringy. So yeah, if you've seen it, you probably will know the song. It's the church song. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. But yeah, Rock of Ages. Three more. Next up, we have a comedy which I got from a charity shop that generally doesn't have Blu-rays in, but this is a great comedy, so I was happy to find this. It stars Sean William Scott and Paul Rudd, and that is Role Models. Really good film, obviously about two men that have to do community service, I think, and they have to be mentors for troubled children, and they're crap mentors, um, obviously, and it's just a really, really funny film. I love it. It's just so funny. Both the children, I mean, one of them, I don't know if he was a kid, obviously Christopher, is it Mintz Plasse that was in Kick-Ass? I don't know if he was a kid when he made this, but they're both really funny. And it is a film that I love and definitely will watch again. Now, another comedy, which I've not seen for a very long time, but I remember really liking. It stars Simon Pegg, Tandy Newton, and Hank Azaria, and funnily enough, weirdly enough, is directed by David Schwimmer, of all people, from Friends. And that is Run Fat Boy Run. Really like this. I think it's a really good film. I really like Simon Pegg, so yeah, good film. If you like comedies, especially your British comedies, then you're bound to like this. Run Fat Boy Run. And then the final one is one that I've not seen, but it's got Ben Affleck in, which is why I've got it. Also has Justin Timberlake and Gemma Arterton. I've heard it's not a great film. Heard it's like a one-time watch type of film, but we shall see when I watch it. It's not too long either. But that is Runner Runner. Again, it's Fox when they were doing films like one film, like not doing sequels of them, just doing one single film, one story. So I am looking forward to watching it. Let me know what you think of it if you've seen it down below. That is Runner Runner. And that's everything. So thank you for watching the video. Have you seen any of the ones I've not seen? If you have, let me know what you think of them down below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like. If for some reason you didn't like the video, then by all means give it a dislike. But if you choose to dislike the video, I would appreciate if you let me know why down in the comments below so I can improve on it in the next video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this. and turn on the notification bell so you know when I have a new video uploaded onto the channel. Comment down below anything, everything. I'll get back to anyone that takes the time to leave me a comment, and that is it. So until next time, take care everyone. Goodbye.